Okay, right. Well, here we have the HTML for the index page, which, as you can see, contains its standard doc type up the top here. Obviously, all this can be removed to just turn it into HTML5. We've got the head tag here, which contains links to the style sheet here, which, as you can see, is this here. Now, the style sheet has styling for the body, all of the links, the headers, the actual links with their images and how they look like when they're visited and hovered over and whatever. A lot of this stuff is actually not used. Container 2 here, which is the main area of the web page. The header, which is obviously the top bit. The right column, which if I take you to, it's probably the easiest way to do it here. We've got the right column is this part here. The container is the whole of this section here. This is the header. Back to this. Content is what's this section here. Main pic is the top picture here. Just styles the picture to make sure it fits in nicely with the content. Main left and main right. If we actually go navigate. Oh, okay. So I've done this, isn't it? It's because I've renamed them to PHPs. If we go to here, we can see that we've got main left and main right as reflected in the style sheet. Recipe, if I go to maindish.html, this is the recipe. So this just styles the recipe so so it knows what the minimum height is, because otherwise, if the recipe is short, this can shrink its way up here, this box here, and it would look a bit weird because this box would be longer. So that's got a minimum height attribute which keeps it the same length as the right column. And the footer is obviously this bit of text at the bottom. Right, back to the source code for the home page. As you can see, we've got the header here. Now the links are, if I go to the design view, you can see here, these are hit hotspots, hit boxes if you like, which all link to the pages in question. So when I go over all these, you can see that they link to wherever. The image at the top here with its 100% width means that it fills the page at all times, or fills the designated areas of the page. The height is just the height of the image. No border, because you don't want a little border around it. And yeah, we just tell it to use the map that I've used down here. And that's the end of the header. Right, onto the right column. Now these are 3 separate images, which all link to what would be the recipe pages for them, and they've all got their header. And these can be randomised at any time, and they can change. And in fact, the images won't have this bit of title here. This will be removed. And yeah, you can see that I won't click them because they link to the PHP files again, and you can't preview PHP unless it's hosted online. So we'll ignore that for now. We've got the main picture here under the div of main pic, as you can see, which styles the main pic to stay there. And then we've got the content text, which is at the minute is just the default lorem ipsum text, and that just fills this box, and that would just contain our welcome to the website. Please look around. And down the bottom here, we've got our little footer, which is here, and as you can see, all of the above was contained within the container, which goes from there to there. So that keeps the whole size of everything looking good. And then we close the body tags and we close the HTML tags. Right, if I show you a mains dish and a mains page. The mains page is this one. So as you can see, once you switch to the pages, you get the little underline here to show you which page you're on. And I've already explained to you the whole mains left and mains right, which styles these lists, just so you can see clearly which dishes are here and how difficult they are to make, so that it makes it nice and easy for people to see what's going on. We keep the same right column and header as we do throughout the whole of the website, and obviously the footer too. And this buttons class is actually it's not used at all, it's just there in case I should want to put anything else at the bottom of these. So it's more just like a reserved space on the website, if you like. So these are pretty simple, and then all of these would link to the pages which would contain the dish, like this one. And so if you were going to a mains dish, it would maintain the fact that you're on the mains, same header, same right column, same footer, and then this area here. Now if we go to the code, you can see that these are all divided into H2, H3 and Ps, and then what you do is when we were calling the data from these dishes from the database, you just put in the echo in here, or whatever you put in there, and that would just, you'd replace the text and it would call in all of the stuff from the database into these bits here, but this will be covered in the other video. And then that will pull it all up into this page, and you've got your recipes, and it's fabulous. And we've got all, as you can see here, we've got all the pages for the starters, and then the starter dish, as in the starter recipes, the main dish, drink dish, dessert dish. We've got the about page, which at the minute, as I'll show you now, is the same as the home page, but obviously the picture will go away, the text will be changed, and it will just be a brief background of the website. And you can also see in here, okay, I can't do it that way obviously, you can also see in here that we've got all the images. Let's get the icons. So we've got all the different headers with their underlines at different spots. Yeah, and that's the background which repeats across. There you go, there's just a little preview of that. The images here, that's the old header. We don't need that anymore. And this background, which as you can see is only a few pixels wide, in the site style of the body. Up the top here we've got the background image which links to that image. It repeats across the x-axis, so it repeats across the bottom of the page, and it's also fixed so that if your screen happens to be taller than the actual background image, you won't end up seeing it repeating, because if you scroll down, the background image scrolls down with you. And there we go. Let's just run through the site style a bit more, shall we? So we've got the colouring here of all the links. Found a page with a link. Mains had a link on it, didn't it? Mains. There we go. These links here. That's just the colouring of those links. That can be changed at any time to whatever. I can change that to black. Better do the same over here actually, because it's a visited one. Which, there you go, changes the links to black. I think it's better if it's a lighter colour. It might not be that colour. It might make it. Oh, I don't know. What's that do? Oh, that makes it white. Didn't want to do that. We'll just leave it what it was. Container width 960, so that's the actual fixed width of the page. If I change this to 970, you can see that the page gets wider. Simple. Height 100%, so it always is as long as it needs to be. Background is the white one around the edge here. The header margin of 5 pixels, which gives this nice white bit around the edge, just to add a bit of boxiness to the website. And we did give it a border. I know I defined it with no border in here, so really that's defunct. But we did give that a border in here. Right column floats to the right, so that it always stays on the right of the content. Align the text center. I don't know why we've got 2 there. Width 38%. That's because this is 59%. So that means that they fill the certain areas of the page, and they never overlap each other. We've given them a margin down the sides, so that's wonderful. Yep, main left. We've had these in a bit so the text doesn't stick right into the edge. And in the footer, we define the same background colour as above. 99% width, so it doesn't fill the whole page again. Colour white, and there you go. That's pretty much the outline of the HTML. So we can stick with that, and that's all wonderful. And that's also available to be edited at any time. And as you can see here, all of the pages are in PHP. So they're all PHP pages there. And we'll just keep the HTML ones here because they're easy.